Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today I have 5 teams for you. 2 for the World Event, 2 for the Faction Assault, and a Guild Wars team for you today. I'll also link my Guild Wars all-team video at the end of this if you want to click on that and get some more ideas for the other color days. I'll link that at the end of this video with all my Guild Wars teams on it from Bracket 2, Borderline Bracket 1. But here we go with the World Event. So it was spell damage, it was green beasts. So I went with Essence of Evil. Seems like one of the best green weapons you could use this week. I went with Toras, probably the best troop that hits all enemies for this week in this restriction. Then I went with Pan just to cover more colors, another troop that hits multiple enemies. And went with Forest Guardian. I think that's a given here, almost. Forest Guardian should probably be used if you have it, especially fully traded, because it gives a 50% start to beasts. Guess what? The restriction is beast, so I think Forest Guardian is a very smart choice as like your first draft for your team. To use Forest Guardian, because then everybody that you use is going to start with half mana before the battle even starts. So important to know all the 50% starts in the game, because it's mana before the battle even starts, and then it's your turn. So you don't have to explode, you don't have to convert, you don't have to do anything. It's automatic mana before the battle even starts. But pretty much with this team, you're just going to get up your Essence of Evil, cast it, usually on the Vow Raven or something, just to wrap it up, or something that's threatening you, or the most threatening enemy on the other team. Then you cast Toras, and you win, and if it doesn't clear it in one shot, then you cast Pan, and you clean them up. So that is the team where I had everything available to me. So here we go with the no team. A no mythic, no legendary, no Dawnbringer. Epic and under. Remember, we're doing Arachnian Weaver, and then Web Spinner, and then Spinneret and Tomb Spider, and then Aranzi Guardian, and then a Giant Spider. The only thing you really have to remember, other than rarity order, is that Aranzi the Guardian is worth less than Tomb Spider and Spinneret. It's pretty easy. The scoring. Take lowest level whenever there's a choice. But here is the no team. Went with Essence of Evil again, so I think that's a good weapon for this week. Also, there was, what's it called? War and Peace, like if you're really super low level, maybe War and Peace, Face Stick, and Tore Ass now. Essence of Evil, what's its name? That horse, the mechanical horse. And then Dire Boar, I think, and then Midge Swarm. I went with this for the no team. Mecha Mare and Dire Boar is what I went with, just to cover more colors. Essence of Evil, probably going to get that up and cast it. And then you got Mecha Mare, which turns, I think, it was brown into yellow and red into green. So we need both of those colors. We need green, we need yellow. It starts with 50% mana, so I went with that. I almost went with the new troop, but then, the new troop doesn't start with 50% mana, so I went with Mecha Mare instead, which is also a pretty new troop. Dire Boar, just because it uses yellow, it hits multiple enemies. It's also kind of mana generating because it destroys a row, and you can kind of set up some stuff with some board, control the board a little bit with it too. Midge Swarm, probably one of the best options as far as like hitting all enemies, as far as epic and under. It wasn't doing too crazy amounts of damage for me, but combined with the Dire Boar and everything, it was doing fine for a no team. So that's what I went with, just trying to cover as many colors as possible. Of course, if you have Forest Guardian, you might want to throw it on there. If you have Toras, if you have Pan, Lord Bellinor was another option, maybe, something like that. But that's what I came up with there. Team codes should be in there. If they're not, there might be one team code missing. I think I kind of screwed it up a little bit, but I put some team codes in there. I tried to anyway. But here is the Faction Assault. We have Shield of Urskaya, Rowan, Leprechaun. So we don't have access to the Miraji Queen. This is the no team anyway, so we couldn't use the Miraji Queen even if I wanted to because of my own restriction on myself to use no. By the way, 5-year anniversary live stream this Saturday at like 9 a.m. So try to be there, please. I'd really appreciate it. 5 years on YouTube. and I'm going to advertise it all week, so sorry about that, but 9 a.m. Saturday. But yeah, Shield of Sky Rowan, basically. Like, if you're a low level, make sure you get Shield of Sky. If you don't have it, I would spend all day getting it. Go to Sentinel class, equip it, and get 250 victories. But yeah, Rowan boosts off of armor, and Shield of Sky gives a bunch of armor, and Leprechaun is an empowered exploder. We don't have access to the Mirage Queen, like I said, so I went with 2 Leprechauns. You could go with 2 Rowans if you want. It's almost the same thing. But I just figured Leprechaun's empowered, so 2 Leprechauns to get up 2 troops, to get up the Shield of Urskaya and the Rowan. Early on, you'll just have to cast the Rowan and you'll win using guard medals. Later on, you might need to cast that Shield of Urskaya on the Rowan to clear in one shot. Depends how far you're going, what your stats are, and all that stuff. But mostly you're just blowing up Leprechauns, casting Rowan, or blowing up Leprechauns, then casting Shield of Urskaya on Rowan, then casting Rowan. Pretty simple. But here is the higher level team for the Faction Assault. You can probably see kind of a pattern here if you've been watching my Team Tuesday videos for, a few months now. Zul'Goth, Rowan, troops like that are what you're going to want to be using mostly. We have Flammifer, Thrall, Zul'Goth, Leprechaun. So another team you really want to get if you don't have it. It's one of the best teams in the game in my opinion. Whenever you can use it, you pretty much should. It's a Fireblade team basically. So we got Flammifer using Slayer class with that Fireblade. If you don't have Slayer to 100 yet, hopefully you have Sunspear to 100 because you really want to get Sunspear to 100. I mean, it's really important. Slayer to 100 though is a little bit better with this team, even though Sunspear overall is a better class than Slayer. Slayer's just really good with this in particular team, so this particular team. Thrall, because we're making a bunch of red, we got a red storm. If there's 13 or more red on the board, he gets an extra turn when he destroys or whatever. So that's why he's there. Leprechaun is there because, once again, one of the best troops in the game, empowered exploder, and gives gold and blows up green and all that good stuff. So basically, you cast your Leprechaun, you blow up the board, you get your Thrall up, you cast your Thrall, and then you cast your Zul'Goth, and then you just skull everything to dust. And if you need to, you'll cast the Flammifer every once in a while before the Thrall, just to make sure the Thrall gets an extra turn and stuff like that. But a lot of the times, it's just Leprechaun, then Thrall, then Zul'Goth, then skull, and you'll win. And this will work better later, like the earlier, if you're on level 20 or level 30 or something, it might not seem like it's any faster than like Rowan or something. But later on, it's going to definitely be faster and better. So, but yeah, that's what I would use if I was a high level. Here is my brown Guild Wars team. I kind of tweaked it a little bit. So now that we have access to Elementalist, right? I used to use Obsidious on this team to stun. And now that we have Elementalist, and pretty much you might as well use Elementalist every single day at Guild Wars. Isn't that so much fun that it's not even like a choice anymore? You just use Elementalist. So I'm using Elementalist class. I'm using 3 Orpheus medals. I got Mountain Crusher, Sycorax, Wild Queen, Mistralis. Sorry that it's 3 mythics, but it's Guild Wars. I'm not gonna do a no for Guild Wars. Sorry. But I replaced Obsidious because Elementalist already does the stunning, so I don't even need the Obsidious anymore. So to make this team better, I put Mistralis on there. Basics of this team is you want to get up that Mountain Crusher as soon as possible, and it's kind of it's a slow starter, but if you can get it, you're gonna win. So our whole team's brown, right? So we're gonna cast that Mountain Crusher, blow up the board, make a Dust Storm, and then we have Sycorax, who is going to get up, and then we're going to cast him on brown. Everybody on our team is brown, so they're all going to gain a bunch of life. We're going to keep doing that over and over and over, casting on brown, right? Keep getting extra turns. Leave your Mountain Crusher up if it gets up. That way all the mana goes to the Sycorax. Then, when you get your Mistralis, make sure you cast it every time it's up, because she gets an extra turn, so you can cast her for free, basically. So, it kind of looks like this. It looks like cast Mountain Crusher, then it gets up Sycorax. Cast Sycorax on brown, Might have to like fill up your Mountain Crusher one time, but then you're gonna keep casting Sycorax on brown, on brown, on brown. Extra turn, extra turn, extra turn. Now you're keeping your Mountain Crusher up. You're not casting it. Your Sycorax keeps getting back up. You keep putting more and more brown on the board, right? Now you filled up your Wild Queen. Then you're starting to fill up your Mistralis. Brown, 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 gaining a bunch of life, a bunch of life. Sycorax is looping, looping, looping. Then it's like Mistralis. Might as well cast her. It's a free cast, and she gets an extra turn. So then you do Sycorax again. Mistralis gets up. You cast her again. Sycorax, Mistralis, Sycorax, Mistralis. I almost don't need the Wild Queen. I almost want to make a different team without the Wild Queen on it now and just do a Sycorax, Mistralis type of deal. But anyway, I'm still messing with it, so it went 4-1 today. Nothing, a little bit better than it was. It did go 3-2 last time, so. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below. Click this video right here. It's all my Guild Wars teams. See you Saturday at 9. Peace.